Hello, everybody. Setting the mood. Candle. Got some essential oils. Oh, of course. Palo Santo. Welcome as you're joining. You can just settle in with a few breaths. Kirsten, Angel or Anjali, welcome. So you're in for a treat this evening. And we'll just take this time as folks join to come into the moment. And you can allow for your breath to just be this potent invitation into your body. Hi, Mike. And into this moment. Jennifer, welcome. And so if you have anything special that you enjoy to connect with the moment, connect with yourself, whether that be a candle or an oil, a crystal. I also have some of my favorite CBD. So you can just allow yourself to take a few breaths if you haven't already. So my inspiration for this live, it's really been inspired by my women in crystalline embodiment. Hey, Sheil. And their at-home integration this week was this invitation to move into their body. And you know, here we are, we would assume that we're inhabiting this physical form, granted the way that we show up and we engage with our everyday life. But if you're at all like me, there were years where I was checked out, and that was my preferred space to be. The relationship to and with my body has been quite the ride. And I know that we all, we're birthed into this form, but getting to know ourselves, never mind spiritually, mentally, emotionally, here we have this vessel, this container that is the home for these, not only the physical aspects of ourself, but the non-physical, the invisible aspects of ourself. And for a long time, I very much did not like my body and did not like being in my body. And there were a lot of reasons why. And I think once I realized, in my later teenage years that, oh wow, you can actually check out, be out here, that is the preferred space to be. Hi, Carissa, Gemma, Misty. If you're new, feel free to leave your name in the comments. So I know I'm not alone here. I know that the relationship to our body is one that can be quite the wild ride. But what I'm finding more and more is that it's the direct portal to everything that we could potentially desire for ourselves. And, so much of my work is spent in the intuitive realm, in the invisible realm. But every time I, kind of break through some sort of new threshold or begin to receive and see more and more, every time my guides lead me back home and remind me that the intuition is residing first and foremost in our body. And this is what's so fascinating about this journey back home, back in here, is like you could think about your energy, your intentional energy existing really wherever you want it to exist. However, in this form, in this field that surrounds us, contains all of our experiences, not only our experiences themselves, but the energy tied to our experiences. It holds our emotions. It holds our thoughts and the feelings associated or connected to our thoughts. Thank you for being here. So here we are existing in this physical form, yet feeling these streams of energy constantly moving through that hold the frequency of any past experience, the energy associated with any thought we're thinking in the now, and then so too the energy associated with the projections that we are sending off into the future. And so this invitation to come back home, to come back into our body, means I must then feel all that's going on in here. And while we, I believe, all desire to feel more, because what that allows is for a more pleasurable exchange with our human experience, to be able to feel all that is around us all the time on that higher vibrational scale. Yet, in order to be that open vessel that we desire to be, it's asking us to feel it all. And so I was reflecting on my own journey and how I began to come back in here. And I could say that it was, through the practice of yoga, and that was certainly a gateway. It was through my exploration with Reiki, coming to an awareness of what I was actually doing. But we can do any physical act and not be embodied. And we can actually be showing up in a way that is an immense judgment of our body, even if it is a yoga class. Now, I'm not actually negating that as being the experience, because we all have to take those steps and all have taken those steps to get to the point where we are now. But that dropping back in when we say, whoa, I am in here, we begin to feel that which we have not wanted to feel in the past. And what I have found is that it is not so much about saying, wow, I am dropping it in here, and yes, okay, maybe I'm clearing energy and I'm creating a sacred space. But I think most importantly, it's about knowing that there is a part of you that is untouched by this human experience. And you could say that is your heart. You could say that is your soul. You could say that is your divine essence. And it's creating a new relationship to the uncomfortable feelings, to the feelings where you would prefer to check out or numb out or disassociate. And instead, can you hold space for whatever it is you're feeling in that moment? And not only hold space for it, but what I found for myself, it was not to judge it, not to try to change it, not to really do anything with it, because here we are dropping in and directly having to face our choices of the past. And it's not the choice itself, but it's the meaning that we gave to it. And to say, whoa, I can hold all of those choices that I made when I was 16 years old, 17 years old, 18 years old, 19 years old, 20 years old, 21 years old, all of those years where I was actively checked out. The moment that I checked back in, it's like I had to go through the processing of what hadn't been processed in that time. I had to see it all. I had to feel it all. But here's the thing. These are your memories. This is all part of your story. And so how can you actually allow that part of you, that bigger part of you, to actually hold space for the you that didn't have what you have now? And allow her or him or they to receive the love that you have, all of the higher wisdom that you have, and bringing it in so that they can dance together. Now, furthermore, this is why I was hearing from the women in my group that this can be a scary place to be. That's why sometimes sitting down for meditation can be challenging. But can you be there for yourself regardless of what arises? Can you be there for yourself and just observe and feel and give yourself a hug and respond in a way that that version of you deserves to be held no matter what they did, or however you've labeled it, or the meaning that you've given to it? So this evening, there's just an invitation to not only be there for yourself, and if that means just holding yourself, placing your hands on your body and being in stillness, breathing and feeling, great. My other invitation will be, how is it that you interface with your body? It's like you could read a tutorial as to how to give yourself a massage. And then you're like, oh, I think it's like this, and then I'm rubbing like this. And like, yeah, you might give yourself a massage, but it's like you're intellectualizing this physical act and telling your body what it needs, rather than finding a place of grounded, safe stillness, inviting in a loving presence, and actually just allowing your body to let you know. What is the speed that it wants to be touched? What is the pressure or the movement? Is it circles? Is it stroking the body? Is it being so light on the skin? Maybe there's just one part of your body that is seeking for attention. And can it be that simple? And can you, in that act of feeling, just allow for whatever wants to arise, whatever thoughts want to be purged, whatever wants to come up in that moment, can it be held in this space as well? It doesn't have to be, oh, I'm just focusing on this. It's like you're holding space for the whole experience, the whole coming in, because as you come in, things are going to move out. Things are going to move out. And that's the process, that's the digestion. As you bring in that loving presence, not only are things going to move out, but again, things are going to arise to be held in this space. And so it's not our job here to judge. And just allowing yourself, carving out 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 1 minute, to offer yourself that, to say, I'm here for you. I'm here for you through whatever wants to come through. And the more that we do that, the more that we realize, wow, this I can cultivate as a safe place to be, because I know no matter what story of my past comes up, I know that I'm creating a container for that to be met in a new energy, rather than an energy that we would have met it with in the past, which is, you don't belong here, which is, I'm going to judge you, which is, get out, which is, I don't want to feel you, which is all of the things. Hey, Vance. So I'd love to hear from you if you have anything, any challenges that have come up for you in terms of dropping into your body. And this is what's so fascinating and why I even, created the crystalline embodiment in the first place, is that I see so many actively wanting like their intuition to blossom, to be brought into their everyday reality. But in order for that to happen, the intuition must land in our physical form. It already is. I truly believe, we can open our third eye all day, but if we're not feeling safe in our body, then there's no room for our intuition to express in our life. So this begins to cultivate that relationship. Each time you show up, it's building a new energetic muscle. It's signaling to your body, to your mind, to your emotions, to your feelings that they are safely held. It is not saying you don't have a place here. It's saying, I welcome you in. And you get to set that space. Maybe what you have the capacity for on that day is 5 minutes. Maybe it's 30 minutes. But there's no expectation. You just get to create such a relationship with yourself that it lasts you a lifetime. And this is an irreplaceable gift. And I truly believe we cannot fully and wholeheartedly receive anything that we desire if we don't have that room to hold it within. And it can be so easy. And we're going to do that together right now. So, here's what I recommend. I would recommend turning your phone on silent, turning off all distraction, planting your feet on the ground, and you're just going to place your hands over your heart space. You're going to close your eyes. Thank you all for being here. I can feel your collective energy, and, showing up in this way is truly incredible. Because as me showing up here in my grounded presence is something that you can feel through the phone. And I can feel your collective energies as we tune in. And as you do this for yourself, and then you move back into your day, you don't have to say a thing. It's your embodied presence that speaks through your energy field. And that is too what you can feel within. So hands over your heart, eyes closed. And allowing a few deep breaths to bring you in. Into your body, into this moment, into the peace that lies in the here and now. And with each round, your breath gets fuller and deeper in your abdomen. And even now, as the physical body slows down, as the external senses get their rest, you begin to tune into your inner landscape, your inner energy coming to life. And each cell of your being holds an aspect of the totality of you through all time and space. I'd like your awareness to carry all the way down to the soles of your feet. The most important aspect, I believe, of moving into our body in this way is knowing that we are safe and knowing that we are unconditionally supported. So as your feet meet Mother Earth, tune into her pulse, tune into her unconditional nature, and know that she is rising to meet you here exactly as you are in this moment. Regardless of where you've been, what you've done, regardless of where you are now, any labels you've put on yourself, and regardless of the future. All of you held so safely in this moment. And I invite you, just even psychically or out loud, to tell your body that it is safely held. And feel as it softens, as it relieves itself as a result. Muscles melt, your body just settles in. Feel as your spine gently grows a little taller. Your heart lifts to meet your hands, your crown drawing upwards towards spirit. And hear your body, this beautiful bridge in between both worlds. This divine vessel through which your spirit expresses naturally. And so already you might be finding that different energies are emerging. And what my invitation is rather than label, if it reminds you of an emotion, if it's a thought, if it's a sensation in your body, just observe and feel and breathe. No judgment, no matter if it's something you've judged 1,000 times in the past. And so our body is so wise. And as you do feel sensations, maybe a little tingles or temperature fluctuations, it is energy expressing through you, through your physical form. This is how your body communicates with you. And when we move out of the space of telling our body what it's experiencing, we open the door for our body to express itself truthfully and honestly to us. You can even feel the gentle beat of your heart. Now I invite you to slowly draw your hands away from your heart and bring them down to your abdomen. This is the home of our feeling body. Feel as your breath meets your hands on the inhale, and your hands gently follow your abdomen as it draws in on the exhale. Observing. Breathing. Feeling whatever it is that's arising for you. Now, if there is a place on your body that you are feeling more sensation, or you're feeling intuitively drawn, I invite you to slowly draw your hands once again away from your abdomen and go ahead and place your hands on that place in your body. And so here, naturally, your inner healer, your heart, your soul, pours through and meets this part of you that's in need of some extra care. Now you might find as you place your hands there that new sensations emerge, maybe colors or images flash behind closed eyes. There's no expectation as to what is going to arise. Just observe whatever that is for you. It might be the feeling of an emotion. It might feel sticky. It might feel dense. It might feel fluid, free. You may also find that it changes rapidly, which is why it is so valuable not to label, because all energy wants to move. And when we label, we keep it stuck as it is. And just listening here, if there's anything that this part of your body, or maybe just your body as a whole, whatever you're tuning into, wants to communicate with you. What does it need? What is it desiring to express? Maybe it needs some loving thoughts, loving words. It needs to hear that it is safe, that it is being held. Continuing with your breath. If there's resistance or a tendency to avoid, observe that too. Be so patient with yourself, because this is all worthy of noticing. Because so often we feel the discomfort throughout the day, and we don't take the time to observe or notice where it's actually coming from, what we were just thinking, what we were just engaging in, what thought was just looping, how we were just speaking to ourselves. And when we take this intentional time, we gain such great insight. And now it might be for you that you just want to continue to shift your hands and keep them in stillness on your body. Or I'm just going to invite you to just gently start grazing the space around your heart. And that might be your hands together, gently rubbing in circles, noticing that as you increase the speed, it will increase the energy. And is that actually what your body needs, what your body is calling for? It might actually be that your body needs some really light touch. Maybe it's just a gentle graze. Is it back and forth? Is it large or smaller circles? What feels so nurturing and compassionate and loving? And we do this through feeling. We do this all through feeling. Allowing your body to communicate with you in that way. Not telling it what it needs. You might move up to your neck, gently grazing the neck, exploring your own terrain. And as you do this, you will likely find that some areas feel more sensitive, right? The sensation of fingertips on your neck is much different than that on the chest and heart. Make sure your exhales are nice and long. And then you just get to explore. Might be moving up to your face. Maybe the mind goes into this dialogue of it feels weird or it might look weird. Notice that too. Because we are all deserving of touch. And as we do this, as we allow it to feel good, as we allow the sensitive parts to be held and cared for, we create the inner feeling through which we reside. And we have the power to do that. This is what brings us in. So we can move away from needing the outside world to dictate how we feel for us. Right? That occurs out in avoidance of coming home. And so keep it going, grazing your arms, getting to know your hands. It's like, how have you always wanted to be touched? And taking a moment to hold your own hand. Your hands are natural healers. Doesn't matter if you have a certification. That is your divine birthright. The energy of your heart pours through your hands naturally. And you can move further. I find that a lot of my work within myself and with clients, that it's as we start to move into the lower chakras that things become more sensitive, the more we drop in. So moving slowly, patiently, again, remembering that your abdomen is likely going to want to be touched in a different way than your arm. All the ways that we've talked to our body in the past, in this moment, are being rewritten. We're creating a new dialogue, a new script. Doesn't matter how many times you have judged your body. We are rewriting those stories now. And moving into your hips. The hips are known for holding the emotions of the past, the emotions that weren't able to be digested for whatever reason. So you can always linger wherever you feel called to linger. But it's important to move all the way eventually down your legs to your feet, because that is what brings you in, right? The root of your being. If there's feelings, maybe and the heart starts to race, you can always slow down and again just tune in. What story is the body telling? Knowing that the energy that's coming up is just asking to be met, to dance with this loving space that you've created, that we've created together. So making sure that every nook and cranny has an opportunity to receive your touch. So even moving down to the soles of your feet, in between your toes, grazing your ankles. Right side likely will feel significantly different than left. Observe that too. What parts of the body are easy to touch, easy to experience, and which parts is there that resistance? Right, this is your body's intuitive wisdom. And this is the most authentic way to connect to your intuition. First and foremost with your own body. That trust must be there. First and foremost, before we can ever feel safe exercising these gifts in the world. So I invite you to go at your own pace. If you're still going, you can keep going, of course. But when you're done, I invite you to bring one palm to your belly and one to your heart. And again, reconnect to that pulse of Mother Earth rising all the way up into your being. That connection of your crown to source. And then dropping back in to you. This divine vessel in between. Drop into your physical form. Into your body, into this moment. And say to yourself the words, I am in here. What it feels like to be in your body in this moment. Just as it is. You'll likely even notice a different feeling than when you first dropped in. You are witnessing a miracle. That which you are. So again, you can stay here for as long as you'd like. Continue for as long as you'd like. I recommend drinking water when you're done, taking some time to journal what came up for you, your experience, and I'd love to hear from you. Send me a DM. Let me know how this resonated. Let me know what you felt. Let me know what was easy, what was challenging, what were those resistances that came up for you, and just how did this land overall? I'd love, love, love to keep this conversation going. So have a wonderful rest of your evening. Take care of yourself. Take care of your body. Treat yourself good and give it some space. Give it some space to express so that you can simply listen and respond as needed. Sending so much love and thank you all for being here. This was just such a beautiful collective energy and I feel so lucky to be able to share it with you. The soul YOLO, I love that. And gratitude to you, Karen, you as well. And for those that tuned in towards the end, I will be posting this to IGTV, so you can rewatch this even if you're here on the live. I highly recommend, rewatching this anytime that you feel like you're getting that tendency to check out or you've had that long day and you're like, where am I? Even if you're not, every day, that invitation to come back in, to lead from this place is so hugely transformational. So Misty, Mike, thank you all so much. And until next time.